All right, listen up, travel junkies. We're talking about those places that'll make you ditch the tourist traps and dive headfirst into the real deal. Places I'm hyped about, places that are buzzing with energy, places that'll make you feel more alive. You ready for this? Let's go. First up, we're teleporting ourselves to Kyoto, Japan. This city isn't just about ancient temples and peaceful gardens, though it's got those in spades. Kyoto is a place where the past and future collide in the coolest way possible. Imagine wandering through a bamboo forest in the morning, hitting up a robot cafe for lunch, and then catching a traditional tea ceremony as the sun sets. And listen, I'm not just talking about any old tea ceremony. I'm talking about the real deal, the kind that's been passed down for generations, where every movement is an art form. You'll be sitting there sipping that matcha and feeling the weight of centuries of history washing over you. It's powerful stuff, but hold on, because it gets even better. In 2025, Kyoto is hosting the Hanami Festival, and let me tell you, this is not your average street fair. We're talking about a citywide explosion of color and light, with lanterns illuminating ancient streets and traditional music filling the air. It's like stepping into a dream, only this dream has amazing food stalls and sake vendors on every corner. And for all you history buffs out there, Kyoto is like Disneyland for your brain. You've got Fushimi Inari Shrine, with its thousands of red torii gates winding up the mountainside. You've got Kinkakuji, the golden pavilion, shimmering like something out of a fairy tale. And then there's Kiyomizu Dera Temple, perched precariously on a hillside, offering jaw-dropping views of the city below. But it's not just the big-ticket items that make Kyoto special. It's the little things too. The way the sunlight filters through the bamboo leaves. The sound of a geisha's footsteps echoing down a narrow alleyway. The smell of incense wafting from a hidden temple. So what are you waiting for? Get Kyoto on your travel bucket list, people. This is a city that will stay with you long after you've left. Next up, we're hopping over to Europe, to a city that's near and dear to my heart, Lisbon, Portugal. Now, I know what you're thinking. Lisbon, isn't that all about those yellow trams and pastel-colored buildings? Yeah, it's got that. But trust me, Lisbon is so much more than just a pretty face. This city is a wild mix of old-world charm and modern grit, with a buzzing creative scene and a laid-back vibe that'll make you want to unpack your bags and stay forever. First off, let's talk about the food. Lisbon is a foodie paradise, with everything from Michelin-starred restaurants to hole-in-the-wall cafes serving up some of the best seafood you'll ever taste. And don't even get me started on the pastéis de nata, those little custard tarts that are like a bite of heaven. Seriously, I could eat my weight in those things. But Lisbon is more than just food, although that's a pretty compelling reason to visit. It's a city best explored on foot, getting lost in its maze of narrow streets and discovering hidden squares, vintage shops, and cozy cafes. 1 minute, you'll be wandering through the Alfama, the city's oldest district, with its Moorish influences and stunning views over the Tagus River. The next, you'll be hanging out in LX Factory, a former industrial complex that's been transformed into a hipster haven with art studios, cool boutiques, and some of the city's best street art. And speaking of art, Lisbon has that in spades. From the ancient tile work that adorns many of its buildings to the cutting-edge galleries showcasing contemporary Portuguese artists, this city is a feast for the eyes. And if you're into music, you're in for a treat. Lisbon has a thriving music scene, with everything from traditional fado performances to underground electronic music clubs. All right, let's switch gears and head south to Medellin, Colombia. Now, I know what you're thinking. Medellin, isn't that like dangerous? And yeah, it's had its share of troubles in the past, but that's old news. Medellin has undergone a serious transformation in the last decade. And let me tell you, this city is on fire right now. Medellin is a city that grabs you by the soul and doesn't let go. It's a city of contrasts, where towering skyscrapers rise up against a backdrop of lush green mountains, where the rhythm of salsa music spills out from every doorway, and where the people welcome you with open arms and a contagious energy that's impossible to resist. One of the things I love most about Medellin is its energy. It's a city that's constantly moving, constantly evolving, constantly pushing the boundaries. You can feel it in the air. This palpable sense of optimism and excitement is like the whole city is plugged into a source of pure, unadulterated joy. And speaking of joy, let's talk about the Festival of Flowers, or Feria de las Flores, as it's known locally. This is an event that's been going on for over 60 years, and it's basically Medellin's way of saying, hey, world, look at us, we're awesome. For 10 days in August, the city explodes in a riot of color, music, and dance. There are parades, concerts, and flower displays that will blow your mind, but the real heart of the festival is the sileteros, the flower growers who carry these massive, intricate flower arrangements. It's a sight that will stay with you long after the festival is over. All right, pack your bags, because we're heading down under to Melbourne, Australia. Now, this isn't your typical Aussie adventure filled with kangaroos and beaches. Melbourne is a different breed altogether. This city is a melting pot of cultures, a haven for foodies, and a paradise for anyone who loves to explore hidden laneways and discover something new around every corner. First up, let's talk coffee. Melbourne is obsessed with coffee, and they're damn good at it. Forget your Starbucks and your sugary lattes. Here, it's all about single origin beans, artisanal roasts, and baristas who are practically coffee wizards. Seriously, grab a cup, find a sunny spot in one of Melbourne's many parks, and just soak up the good vibes. But Melbourne is more than just a caffeine fix. This city is a cultural powerhouse with a thriving arts scene, world-class museums, and a calendar packed with festivals and events. Catch a show at the iconic Princess Theatre, get lost in the masterpieces at the National Gallery of Victoria, or wander through the stalls at the Queen Victoria Market, one of the largest open-air markets in the Southern Hemisphere. And if you're feeling adventurous, hop on a tram and explore some of Melbourne's eclectic neighborhoods. Fitzroy is a hipster haven with vintage shops, street art, and live music venues. St. Kilda is a beachside suburb with a bohemian vibe, perfect for a day of sunbathing, people watching, and indulging in fresh seafood. Last but not least, we're jetting off to Cape Town, South Africa. Now, this isn't just another city break. Cape Town is an experience. It's a place where the raw beauty of nature collides with the energy of a vibrant city, creating a destination that will leave you breathless. First things first, Table Mountain. This iconic flat-topped mountain dominates the skyline, and it's an absolute must-do. Hike to the top for panoramic views that will blow your mind, or take the cable car for a more leisurely ascent. Trust me, the views from up there are worth every step, every penny, every second. But Cape Town is more than just a pretty face. This city has a rich and complex history, and exploring it is like peeling back the layers of a fascinating story. Visit Robben Island, the former prison where Nelson Mandela was held captive, for a sobering reminder of South Africa's past. Wander through the colorful houses of the Bo-Kaap, a neighborhood with a strong Cape Malay heritage, and soak up the vibrant culture. And if you're looking for adventure, Cape Town has got you covered. And so there you have it, 5 cities that are calling your name in 2025. Each one is a world unto itself, offering a unique blend of culture, adventure, and unforgettable experiences. Get out there, explore, get lost, and discover the magic that the world has to offer. Until next time, keep exploring.